Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Let's talk. Let's talk about the fact that you could be, do, and have anything you desire. Let's talk about the fact that your only limit in life is your own imagination. If you could think it, you could do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. But you can think it, therefore you can do it. Are you willing to discipline your thinking to have the life that you desire? That's the question. Are you willing to change your thinking so that you can change your life? I know you've been busy trying to change things out there, but that's not where the change has to happen. The change happens out here. If you purposely change in here, you'll accidentally change out there. If you purposely start focusing on what you want instead of what you don't want, you'll accidentally start moving closer towards what you want. The mind creates the path. The body follows the mind. It starts with your thinking. In this live all the time, we say you can be, do, and have anything you desire. But fear is not desire. Anxious is not desire. What's going on? Sitting under the influence of the not having it is not desire. Desire is desire. Take the time to feel yourself moving towards it. You got to learn to trust in your feeling the way you trust in your sight. Feeling is a sense just like sight is a sense. So even though you can't see that thing, if you can feel the essence of that thing, a piece of it is there. Like if you close your eyes and you can't see me, but you can still hear my voice, you can still say, okay, he's in the room. That exists. Even though you can't see it, you can hear it. Even though you can't taste it and touch it and hear it, you can feel it. You can feel the riches en route. You can feel the good ideas showing up. You can feel the burst of opportunity when it's near. You got to give yourself permission to sit with the peace that's there. And if you can sit with the peace that's there, the rest of the pieces will show up. You could be, do, and have anything that you desire. Your only limit in life is your own imagination. If you could think it. If you could think it, you could do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. But the good news is you can think it. You can think it. You could be, do, and have anything. Y'all know I always like to get the, hold on, let's go to the board. Let's go to the board. All right, so we live on 2 platforms. How y'all doing? We here. I'm watching everything. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. If this your first time here, I'm Jay Shaw. I coach bosses. And I got a firm belief that as humans, we could be, do, and have anything we desire. Our only limit is ourselves. If you could think it, you could do it. And you could think anything that you're willing to think. Are you willing to put your focus on what you desire? Are you willing to stop thinking about what you don't want so you can start thinking about what you would rather have? Are you willing to stop thinking about what you don't want so you can have what you desire? That stuff sit on the board too long. It did not want to come up. Okay, so what's the difference between this? Oh, y'all can't see it. Let's get y'all adjusted. So what's the difference between this and this? What is the difference between acorn and oak tree? What's the difference between acorn and oak tree? Talk to me. What is the difference between an acorn and an oak tree? If I told you the only difference between an acorn and an oak tree is time. This entire oak tree is inside of this acorn. The only thing that it's gonna take is time. But that time has to be spent in the right environment. You can sit that oak tree on your you can sit that acorn on your kitchen counter, it'll never become an oak tree. You can plant that acorn on a beach in the sand, it won't become an oak tree. You can have that acorn just sitting in your driveway and it won't become an oak tree. But if you bury that acorn in soil and give it time to start setting its roots in place, because it's gonna grow like this. It's gonna start growing this way before it starts to grow this way. It's gonna grow down before it starts growing up. But if you'll take that acorn, put it in the ground, and just leave it buried there. Leave it in that location. Guess what's gonna happen to that acorn? It's gonna become an oak tree. And it don't gotta beg, hope, and pray to become an oak tree. God created that acorn to become an oak tree. God is the one that put the oak tree inside of the acorn. You don't gotta beg God to turn this into this. You just gotta put this in its proper environment. Does that make sense? You don't gotta beg, hope, and pray to turn this into this. If you just put this in its proper environment, it's gonna do what God designed it to do. Does that make sense? Your idea is the acorn. Your desire is the acorn. Now, you would take the idea, you would take the desire and plant it with the understanding that it's gonna grow down, it's gonna have to get rooted before it starts to grow. Things gonna happen in here that you can't see before things start to happen out there that you can see. First, it's gonna change the way you feel. First, it's gonna change the way you think before it changes the way you act. I was working with a client one day and she said, well, Jay, how do I know if it's working? And I stopped for a moment and I thought about it. I say, how do you know the wind is blowing? She said, I see the leaves moving. I can see flags moving. I can see stuff blowing. I said, that's how you're going to know it's working. You're going to see stuff moving in your life. You're going to see stuff shifting in your life. It's going to start to change you from the inside out. You got to understand, everything is built from the inside out. Nothing is built from the outside in. If you were to build something from the outside in, it would collapse on itself. Everything is built from the inside out. From the outside in. The business it's gonna be born in here before you can see evidence of it out here. But if you waiting on something to show up out there and you disregard what's going on down here and you dig up the seed because you think it's not working, you say, oh, this not working. I'm not good at this business. I'm gonna go try something over here. You gotta start all over. You just broke up all of this that was happening underground to go start and plant it over here when it's still gonna have to do this again. And it's doing this. You getting ideas, you getting the desires, you meeting people, opportunities are presenting themselves, but you so distracted by the fact that it's not doing this yet. Trees grow underground before they grow upward. Trees grow underground before they grow upward. And it's not cold, man. You either initiate it or you're not. You gotta sit with the desire. That's not no code. You gotta focus on what you want. It ain't no code about it. Jesus taught in parables because parables work. You gotta understand. So you got a conscious mind and you got a subconscious mind. Your conscious mind runs off logic, reason, analysis, willpower, and decision making. Okay? 2% of your thinking potential runs off logic, reason, analysis, and willpower. The 98%, the part of you that makes your heart, that makes your lungs, runs off of emotion and feeling. Okay? So you can know what to do, but if you don't feel like the type of person that can do it, you're not finna take the action. That's why teachers use metaphors to teach. If I can take a concept that you already understand and tie it to something that you would like to understand, we can use neural networks that's already activated in the brain. Why would we try to lay a complete new neural network when you got an existing neural network? Yeah, I know what an acorn is. Okay, I know what an oak tree is. Oh, wow, that acorn isn't trying that oak tree. The subconscious mind will do the work for you. Learning is hard work. Learning takes a lot of mental fortitude. But if we could tie it to things that's already in there, already going, then we can shorten the learning process. Like, learning is tasteful. Remembering feels good. Remembering gives you dopamine hits and locks it in there neurologically. But the fact of the matter is, you could be doing have anything you desire. Your only limit is your own imagination. The only limit is your own imagination. If you could think it, you could do it. But before you could think it, you got to know what it is. Thank y'all so much for tapping the screen. Do you know what it is? Do you know what you desire? Because once you know what you desire, what happens is you'll start moving towards it on accident. Think about it. When you know what you don't desire and you focused on what you don't desire, and you focused on what you don't want, you don't got to try to get nervous. You don't gotta try to get anxious. You don't gotta try to feel bad. It's a natural result of what you focus on. When you watch a funny movie, you don't gotta try to laugh. Just focus on the movie. You watch a sad movie, you don't gotta try to feel sad. Just focus on the movie. Get clear about what you want and start focusing on it. Stop spending all your time talking about, thinking about, daydreaming about what you don't want. Ask yourself the magic question. What's the magic question? People who've been rocking with me for a while. What's the magic question? When I say ask yourself the magic question, what question am I talking about? What's going on, guys? We live over here too. How y'all doing? Welcome to the live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's the magic question, guys? The magic question is, let me write it out. I want you to see. What would I rather have? What would I rather have? Get in the habit of asking yourself that question. When somebody says something you don't like, before you respond, because when they first say what you don't like, you under the influence of what they don't like. Before you respond, say, what would I rather have? Answer that question internally and then respond. You want to be influential? You want to start to shift rooms? You want to be a thought leader? You got to get under the influence of what you would rather have and then respond. You got to get under the influence of what you would rather have and then to come up with your next move. You got to get under the influence of what you would rather have and then brainstorm. Because when you brainstorming, but you focus on what you don't want, you set yourself up for success. For those of you who don't know, my background is in clinical hypnotherapy. One of the things that we learn really early as a hypnotist is before I can influence you, I got to be able to influence me. If I can't influence me, I don't stand a chance at influencing you. So many people try to influence people and circumstances when they haven't even learned how to influence themselves. But this is where it gets crazy. When I know how to influence me, I don't need you to do anything. When I can make me go to the gym every morning, I don't need you to do anything for me to look the way I want to look. When I can make me focus on certain things, say I'm going to learn this thing, I don't care how much time I get, I'm going to put an hour a day into mastering this. I don't need you to do something different for me to handle the things I want. When I can control me, I don't got to control you. And a lot of times we try to overcompensate controlling other people and other factors because we don't know how to control us. We can't control our mind. We can't control our focus. So because I can't control my focus, I need you to behave a certain way and do certain things before I can be happy. But when I control my focus, you can be doing whatever you want to do. And I can say, nope, not that. I would rather have this. And you either going to adjust or law of attraction going to take care of it. Babe, I can't get away from it. For sure. You could be doing, have anything you desire, but you got to learn how to start thinking on purpose. You got to realize that your imagination is your superpower, and you got to stop using your superpower to destroy yourself. If you, let's say you had a piece of property, and on this piece of property, you had a workshop. Nice workshop with all types of tools to build and create anything you desire in that workshop. If you had an enemy, and y'all were getting ready to go to war, and they say, hey, man, can I use your workshop? Who workshop? We finna go to war and you want to use my workshop to forge your weapons to go to war, you done lost your damn mind. Why are you letting CNN borrow your workshop? Why are you letting MSNBC borrow your workshop? Why are you letting the media borrow your workshop? Why are you letting people whose sole objective is to sell you stuff borrow your workshop? Why are you letting other people's opinions sit in your workshop? It's your workshop. Stop letting other people in your workshop. Start going to your workshop on purpose. Start asking yourself, what do you desire? And then going into your workshop. Did you know you got this part of the brain called the thalamus? Do you know you got this part of the brain called the thalamus? It has a really hard time distinguishing between something you vividly imagine and something that you actually experience. What do you say when people say what you want is impossible? See, that's the thing. You don't say anything to them. You redirect your focus. Like, we got to quit. Like, some things ain't an argument. It's just a decision of, okay. Anybody in my family will tell you I'm the king of saying okay and doing what the hell I want to do. But you said you weren't going to do that. I said okay. I said okay. I said that okay means I'm not going back and forth with you over a decision I already made. I didn't say I was doing what you said. I said okay. Stop trying to explain yourself. You don't got to explain yourself to nobody. It's a full-time job convincing you. Stop trying to convince other people. What other people think don't matter. It's nothing to defend. Because you got to defend something when you're doing something wrong. But when you're chasing your desire, you're not doing nothing wrong. It's nothing to defend. Stop defending it. Stop defending it. Because what's going to happen is they're going to talk you out of it before you talk them into it. If I go into a room full of sick people, do you think I'm more likely to get them healthy, or are they more likely to get me sick? You got to stop trying to convince sick people. Put on your mask, say, y'all got it, man, see you. Stop trying to convince them. A lot of people, they'll believe it when they see it. Come back with some results that they can't deny. Just stop arguing with them. What other people think about you don't matter. Now, what you think about what they think about you, that matters a lot. But what you think about me has no effect on my nervous system. What you think about me has no effect on my endocrine system. What you think about me has no effect on the type of chemicals I'm releasing in my body. Now, when I start thinking about what you think about me, now I'm affecting my nervous system. When I start putting my attention on what you think about me, now I'm affecting my endocrine system. But if I never bring it into my awareness what you think about me, it has no effect on me. Stop giving people your power. Where attention goes, energy flows. Stop putting your attention on things that's not moving you closer to where you want to go. Realize that working on the problem is not the same thing as building a solution. For sure. You could have anything that you desire, but you got to start thinking on purpose. You got to start feeling on purpose. You got to get in the habit of telling your thoughts what to think and telling your feelings how to feel. You go, Jay, that's not possible. It's very possible. You forget, you talking to a hypnotist. It's very possible. Perception is 99% reality. Let me borrow your attention. You'll be surprised what can happen. The longer you give me your attention, the more influence we have. You got to stop giving your attention to things that don't got your best interest at heart. You got to start purposely choosing what you focus on. And you got to have goals, because your intentions control your attention. And when you don't got any intentions, your attention is up for grabs. You ever got on TikTok without an intention? Man, it's the easiest way to burn 2 hours of your day, 45 minutes of your day, gone. You get on TikTok without intentions, you just swiping and laughing and swiping and laughing and swiping and crying and laughing and crying and feeling all sorts of emotions. But imagine if you out of town and you're looking for somewhere to eat, and you get on TikTok with the intention of finding a new restaurant. Restaurants in Dallas, Texas. Restaurants in Atlanta, Georgia. Restaurants in Las Vegas. Right? And because I got on TikTok with an intention, I'm going to get what I need and get out of there. I'm going to go, ooh, this look good. Yeah, I'm finna go there. You see the difference on coming in with an intention versus coming in without an intention? I used to do a lot of entertainment hypnosis. I go downtown. I think yesterday I posted a video of me in a club hypnotizing somebody. But I used to do a lot of that type of stuff. But what I would do is I would go out with the intention of hypnotizing people. I would go out with the intention of getting content to post. And what I would do is I would find people who came out with no intentions. When I'm out with intentions and you out with no intentions, I got the big joker. Like, let's talk in terms of spade. I got the big joker. If I got intentions and you don't got intentions, and we talking, I already won. Because when you don't got a goal, anything to do. For sure, Christian. And we're going to talk about something called the 5 C's, so we can talk about exactly how I do it and what that looks like. But what I would do is I would go out and I would find people with no intent. They came out with the intention of having fun. So because you got a loose intention, all I got to do is say, oh, you want to have fun? Hypnosis is fun. If I put what I want in your loose intention, now you want to do what I want to do. And you're going to think it was your idea. And you're going to think it was your idea. You do know how to play spades. You just don't know you know how to play spades. You play spades every day. You got to know when to throw off and know when to go down. We'll get deep into the spades analogy later. You could have anything you desire. But let's say I was out and I wanted to hypnotize somebody, and I was only bumping into people with intentions. Let's say I meet somebody, I say, man, they got a dope personality. It'd be really dope to hypnotize them and have them on my channel. I walk up to him, I said, man, how you doing tonight? He said, just out networking, man. I said, oh, you networking? What do you do? I'm an entrepreneur. I work in this industry. I do such and such and such. And he gonna say, oh, what do you do? I'm saying, I'm a hypnotist, actually. He gonna say, you a what? I said, I'm a hypnotist, man. I work with high performers. I help people break through barriers and confidence, all types of crazy stuff. He gonna go, wow. I say, yeah, man. If you can enhance anything about yourself, if you could be more confident, more outgoing, more optimistic, more creative. If I had a magic wand and I could wave it, what would that look like in your life? He might say, man, I would have unshakable confidence. I better walk in any room with my shoulders back, chest down, and head up. I say, hey, we can make that happen. You mind if I hypnotize you? Because he had an intention. In order to get what I want, I gotta either take his intention into account or I'm not gonna get what I want. When you go into jobs without intentions, you're at the mercy of that job. But if you at a job, they got their intention and you got your intention, something can happen. It could be a double-sided win. My nephew, man, I'm thinking about going to the military. I used to be in the military. He was asking me, he said, I'm thinking about going in the military. I said, you can go into the military, but go into the military with intentions. The military gonna use you up. The military knows exactly what they want out of you. Now, if you go to the military not knowing what you want out of the military, you finna get used up and you're gonna get out in 4 years or 6 years and you're gonna have a Camaro and some J's to show for it. But if you go in with some intentions, you can come out with a bachelor's degree. You can come out with a lot of work experience. You can come out with a lot of opportunities. I say all that to say, you got to stop going through life without intentions. What do you want? I can't tell you, man. I'm not a neuroscientist. I study neuroscience, but I'm not a neuroscientist. So I can't like draw a diagram of what the brain actually looks like in that. But we're going to talk about what I call the 5C method. This is the method that I teach to high performers. This is the method that I teach to professional athletes, entrepreneurs, and people all over the world, man. Now you want to be hypnotized? So what you got to understand about hypnosis is a 3-step process. Hypnosis is a 3-step process. You get hypnotized all day long. Happiness is a trance. Angry is a trance. Sad is a trance. When you sad, you say things that you wouldn't say when you happy. And when you angry, you say things that you wouldn't say when you sad. They all trance states. So hypnosis is the process of what we call ABS. A, B, S. Get the attention. Get the attention. If I got your attention, tap the screen for me. If I got your attention, put an emoji in the comments. Get their attention. That's step 1 to hypnosis. Okay? Step 2 is bypass the critical mind. Bypass the critical mind. You see the emojis? I couldn't get the emojis that would dot your attention. I've been talking to you for a while, so we're in rapport. So I bypass your critical mind. When we first started listening, you were using a lot of logic. What's this man talking about? Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I can see that. I don't know about that, but that makes sense. Oh, wow, that makes sense. That resonates. That resonates. Enough that goes on, we start to bypass the critical mind. Then the last step is to stimulate the subconscious. Stimulate the subconscious. Think about what happens when you get on TikTok. Things on the For You page get your attention. If it got a nice hook on the front end, hey guys, what's going on? Like if it got something to hook your attention in the beginning and get you to lean in and go, what's going on here? It's gonna bypass your critical mind. And it's gonna be a skit. It's gonna be something funny. It's gonna be a motivation. It's gonna be something that stimulates you emotionally. That's happening to you all day long. If I give you some flowers and you go, oh, you made my day. I just hypnotized you. I did something. You processed it. You feel different. That's hypnosis. If I call you a stupid bitch and you get offended, I just hypnotized you. I said something. You processed it. You feel different. I just helped you change your state. That's hypnosis. If a song come on the radio and you go, oh, this is my shit, and you turn it up, you just got hypnotized. It got your attention. It bypassed your critical mind. You started to assign meaning to it. It changed the way you felt. That's hypnosis. People think that hypnosis is this, like, I don't know, witchcraft thing. Hypnosis is understanding the effect that words and external. Hypnosis is the art of understanding how messaging units affect the nervous system. That's the most simple way I could put it. It's understanding the effect that words and what people see and what people hear, how it affects their nervous system. Because you got to understand, your nervous system doesn't respond to reality. It responds to the story that's presented to it about reality. Your nervous system doesn't respond to reality. Your nervous system responds to what you tell it about reality. And if I'm hypnotizing you, your nervous system not responding to reality, it's responding to what I'm telling it about reality. It could be 98 degrees. And if I get your attention, bypass your critical mind, and start to point your imagination, start to point your focus toward, man, where you were born? You were born in Washington. I bet it get cold up there, really cold. What's the coldest winter you ever experienced? Tell me about, you used to build snowmen and stuff when you were a kid. Can you remember what it feels like to reach your hand in the snow and grab a snow? Imagine doing that right now. Now, if I did step one and got your attention, and step two of bypassing your critical mind, if you just let me borrow your imagination, we can start to lower your body temperature. Think about it. When you watch a funny movie, you ain't got to try to laugh. You know it's not real. You know that those are actors and it's scripted, but if you give your attention to it, it's going to follow what it's watching. But what people really got to understand is you practicing self-hypnosis all day long. It's impossible to experience anxiety without self-hypnosis. It's impossible to sit in depression without self-hypnosis. You already hypnotizing yourself. You just need to start doing it on purpose. You got to start hypnotizing yourself on accident. And in order to do that, you got to get clear about what you want so you can start giving your attention to things on purpose, bypassing your critical mind on purpose, and stimulating your subconscious. That's why a lot of people's affirmations don't work, because they're not doing them right. They have focused on them. They doing them quick. It's just something they do. This part of my morning routine. I am peace. I am love. I am joy. Okay, I did my affirmations. No, you got to put your attention on what you're saying. Like watch Muhammad Ali when he do his affirmations. He's putting his undivided attention on what he's saying. He's bypassing his critical mind. How is he bypassing his critical mind? He's using things like metaphor. He's using things like imagery. He's using his full body. I am the greatest. I flow like a butterfly, I sting like a bee. The eyes can't touch what the hands can't see. I'm fast. I'm lightning fast. I'm so fast, in fact, that last night I cut off the light and I was in bed before the room was even dark. He's not rushing through the affirmation. He's putting his full attention on the affirmation. He's allowing the words that he's using to bypass his critical mind. It's not something in the back of his mind going, well, oh, dude is faster than you. Like, you can't say that. You're not allowed to think that way. He's got every cell and every fiber in his body in alignment with what he's saying. It's bypassed the critical part of him. One of my favorite quotes by Muhammad Ali, he said, I'm the greatest. And I said that before I ever knew I was. I said that before I knew I was. I gave my attention to that before I knew I was. I allowed that to bypass my critical mind before I knew it, before I even knew I was. I allowed it to stimulate my subconscious. I allowed it to change the way I felt before the thing happened out there. What's going on? Y'all better follow the manifestation consultant. That's my business partner. We got a group called Dreams in Action where we teach entrepreneurs how to run up the bag. Y'all got to follow her. Say something, Nikki, so I can pin you to the top. Y'all follow the manifestation consultant. Yeah, you could be doing have anything you desire, guys. Anything you desire. Your only limit in life is your own imagination. If you could think it, you could do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. How you gonna do something that you can't think? Think about it. Before you do anxiety, guess what? You think anxiety. Before you do depression, guess what? You think depression. But guess what? Before you do confidence, you're gonna have to think confidence. Before you do shoulders back, chest out, head up, you're gonna have to think shoulders back, chest out, heads up. You could be, do, and have anything you desire, but you got to take time to desire it. Fearing not having it is not desire. Worried about losing it is not desire. Angry that it's not here yet, it's not desire. Desire is desire. Before you can have it, it's some things you got to do, but before you do those things, you got to become another version of yourself. There's a quote that I've been loving lately. The quotes say, look, it didn't take me a long time to build a successful business. What took a long time is for me to become the type of person that could build a successful business. Once I became that type of person, I built the business on accident. I was coaching this one young lady, and she was telling me how it took her 5 years to leave her husband. It didn't take you 5 years to leave your husband. It took you 5 years to say enough is enough. It took you 5 years to say I deserve better and I'm going to have better. But once you became the person who was done taking his shit, it took you 10 seconds to leave. Change doesn't take a long time. Getting fed up sometimes takes us a while. Growth doesn't take a long time. Getting fed up and saying enough is enough and making a decision is where we usually get hung up at. Make the decision. We got what, 2 months left in this year? What do you want 2025 to look like for you? I want you to decide now. I want you to spend the last 2 months of this year practicing the thought. I want you to spend the last 2 months of this year laying a solid neural foundation. I want you altering your neural plasticity for the last 2 months of this year. So when January 1 hit, you got the mind primed. Where the mind goes, the body follows. I want you to spend the last 2 months of this year programming your mind on purpose. I want you to spend the last 2 months on this year thinking on purpose, feeling on purpose, talking on purpose, acting on purpose. I want you on TikTok on purpose. I want you swiping away from stuff that's not moving you toward where you want to go. And I want you hardening, liking, and commenting on the stuff that's moving you closer to where you want to go. Your For You page is going to give you a clear reflection of how you've been using your mind, because this TikTok algorithm, it don't miss. It don't miss. If your For You page is full of what you don't want, I already know you're not focusing right. That For You page gonna tell on you every time. Every time. One day I picked up my homeboy phone and got on TikTok. Our phones look really similar. I unlocked his phone, opened TikTok. His For You page look completely different from mine. You'll never know who we on. Like, bro, this is the same app I got on my phone. His For You page is completely different. His For You page is full of sports and ass. That's all that's on his For You page. I'm like, oh, this is the same app that I be on, but I use it differently. So our For You pages look differently. What's on your For You page? That's the true indicator. What's on your For You page? That's gonna tell on you every time. Are you seeing skits about what you don't want on your For You page? I know they funny because they resonate. And a lot of times we confuse feeling good with familiar. It's stuff in our life that we say feels good when it don't feel good. It's just familiar. I want you to get in the habit and ask yourself, does this feel good or is this familiar? Do I really want to drink and turn up every weekend, or is this just what I've been doing for years and years? Is this what really feels good to me, or is this just what's familiar to me? Because familiar going to keep you stuck. Familiar going to keep you the same. So I need you to look around. Look around, take score. Do you like what you see? If you like what you see, keep thinking what you're thinking so you can keep doing what you're doing so you can keep having what you're having. But if you don't like what you see, I need you to start thinking different. Now notice what I said. I didn't say I need you to change and do something different. I said I need you to start thinking different. You got to realize that willpower is not designed to control your physical body. Willpower is finite and it's based largely on how much sleep you got last night and how much protein you got in your body. Most people ain't sleeping right and they definitely ain't got enough protein in their body. So willpower is You don't use willpower to change your behavior. You use willpower to stick to your affirmations. You use willpower to make sure when you're doing your affirmations, you're doing it in a way where you put your undivided attention on it. And you bypassing your critical mind and you stimulating your subconscious. A while back, we did a room called Doing Affirmations is Stupid. Doing affirmations is stupid. You want to know why doing affirmations is stupid? Because the past tense of do is did. And if you do the affirmation, by the time you finish, it's something you did. I need you to become the affirmation. I need you to put on the affirmation like you put on a hat. I need you to put on the affirmation like you put on a jacket. I need you to put on the affirmation like you put your shoes on. It can't be something you did. It needs to be something you became. You can get in the bathroom mirror and go, I am peace. I am love. I am joy. But then you get in the car and you get in traffic and you be frustrated. You be annoyed. You be pissed off at the world. You left the affirmation behind. You got to put on the affirmation and bring it with you. The affirmation has to change the way you feel. If it doesn't change the way you feel, it's not going to change the way you act. Put that in the first person. If it doesn't change the way I feel, it's never going to change the way I act. How do I need to feel? So that I can think the way that I need to think, so that I can do the things that I need to do, so that I can have the life that I want to have. Thinking is the change that has to happen. Every problem is a thinking problem. Keep tapping the screen. Tapping is clapping. You guys keep tapping, I'm going to keep talking. Okay? Every problem is a thinking problem. I don't care if you want to make more money. I don't care if you want to lose weight. I don't care if you want to have a better relationship with your children, better relationship with your spouse. I don't care if you want to get promoted at work. I don't care if you want to change the world. Every problem is a thinking problem. If you think different, you'll act different on accident. Stop wasting willpower trying to change the way you act. If you came to me and said, hey, Coach Jay, I want to lose 100 pounds. I'm not sending you to Planet Fitness tomorrow. I'm not telling you to stop eating carbs tomorrow. I'm saying, you want to lose 100 pounds? Okay, great. What size shirt you want to wear? What size pants you want to wear? Okay. What size dress you want to wear? When you get down to that size you want to, what type of swimsuit you going to buy? You got a scale in your bathroom? Describe the scale to me that you got in your bathroom. Okay, it's silver, and then you can see through the middle portion. Okay, it's a digital scale. Okay. Now I want you to imagine standing on that scale. Tell me, what number do you see? 3, and what number do you see? 2. Okay, cool. How do you feel as you look at that number? Now imagine your husband just walked in and you standing on the scale, you see that number on the scale. How's your husband looking at you? I'm going to get you clear about what you want. I'm gonna get you wrapped up in what you want. And I'm gonna teach you how to sit in that before you go to the gym, before you stop eating carbs, before you do any of that. I'm gonna get your attention on what you want. I'm gonna bypass your critical mind that is possible for you. We're finna get rid of those thoughts like everybody in my family is big boned. I've tried this diet, none of them work. I can't do no carbs. I love carbs. I'm a carbs girl. I'm a this. I get so tired. I'm a carbs girl. I'm a counselor. So look, you could be doing have anything you desire. You could be doing have anything you desire if you put your attention on it. Bypass the critical mind and change the way you feel. I'm gonna get you feeling sexy in the body that you in. I'm gonna get you feeling confident in the body that you in. I'm gonna get you feeling unstoppable in the body that you in. Then we're gonna go to the gym. And what's gonna happen is, for the first time in your life, you're gonna show up to the gym different. Because it's part of you going, I tried the gym before. Yeah, that's the problem. You tried the gym. Imagine if you pay me for a session and I tried to show up. You're gonna be upset. These sessions not cheap. And if you book one and I try to show up, you're going to have a problem with that. And imagine I'm supposed to be in a session with you and you get on here and I'm on TikTok Live. You're going to be in the comments like, yo, Jay, what's up, man? I sent you $500. What's going on? I'm like, oh, man, I tried to call. Then I remember that I had to go live. You'll be like, oh, interesting. Send me my money back. Then imagine I say, I'm going to try to send you your money back. How you going to feel if I try to send you your money back? How you gonna feel like if I try to send you your money back? I bet you don't try to look me up on the internet and see, can you find my address and come get your money? Right? So why are you trying to lose weight? Why are you trying to quit smoking? Why are you trying to start a business? It ain't. If I'm getting ready to move, if I'm moving, I say, hey, man, I'm moving Saturday. You think you can help me? I say, man, I'm gonna try. I gotta talk to the old lady and see. Well, you're not coming. You're gonna try not to go to jail. Exactly. I'm going to try not to call my credit card company and reverse the charge. Imagine if you went to the shoe store. Imagine you go to Finish Line, Champs, one of these stores, and they sell you some Nikes. And you look at the bottom of your Nikes and your Nikes say, just try it. Your Nikes don't say just do it. They say just try it. You're going to feel some type of way. I know they ain't sell me no Nikes to say just try it. If you want to wear some Nikes that say just try it, why are you just trying to build your business? Why are you just trying to see what's going to happen? You could be doing have anything you desire, but you got to get intentional. You got to start thinking on purpose. You got to answer the question, what do I want? What do I want? Like, it's funny, but it's serious. Like, the example that I always use is, imagine if you got in a taxi and you just start telling the driver where you didn't want to go. Don't take me to the mall. I hate the mall. Who they think paying $250 for one pair of shoes? Don't take me to the mall, bro. You know what? Don't take me to the post office neither. I ain't got nothing to mail. I don't even know why we got the post office. I use UPS. I use FedEx. I don't even mess with the post. Man, don't take me to the post. Don't take me to the church. I don't mess with them pastors. They taking those people money, man. No. You just in the back of the taxi telling the driver where you don't want to go. Now imagine if I'm your taxi driver. Let me tell you what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna tell you what a lot of these coaches and therapists do, and they're playing in your damn face. If I'm the taxi driver, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get on the highway and not take you to the mall. You owe me $50. You owe me $100. You owe me $150. You owe me $200. Only thing I'm doing is not taking you to the mall. Only thing I'm doing is not taking you to the mall. Only thing I'm doing is not taking you to the post office. You owe me $500. The only thing I'm doing is not taking you to the post office. Right. When you could have gave me maybe $25 and probably went down there anywhere you wanted in the city. You could have gave me a clear instruction. Hey, man, I'm finna go to my mama's house. 1600 Apple Street. Big red house. You can't miss it, man. Now, you finna spend $30 to go directly where you want to go, or you could pay me an endless amount of money to not take you to the mall. That's how a lot of people going through life. And I use that analogy of running the meter because your heart ain't getting no younger as you're going through life talking about what you want, what you don't want. Your brain ain't getting no younger. Your lungs ain't getting no, the clock is ticking and you wrapped up in what you don't want. When people come into my office and they try to, most people don't know what they want. I realized this years ago. Most people do not know what they want. They'll come in my office, man, I say, how can I help you, bro? Man, I can't just keep doing this. I can't keep doing this. My life is a mess. My wife, she constantly nagging at this. It's not enough hours in the day. My job is a mess. Okay, what do you want? And they just look at me. Man, I just can't keep doing. That's not what I asked you. What do you want? I just don't want. That's not what I asked you. What do you want? What do you desire? Man, I don't really know. Ding, 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 ding. Yo, if you go to the link in my bio, I got this thing called a clarity test. It's the first link in my bio. Let's get into the 5C method because clarity is the foundation. If you don't got clarity, it's impossible to have confidence. Most of the time I meet people and they say, I don't have confidence. I know right off the bat, you don't got clarity. It's impossible to not have confidence. Right now, you confident that you don't got confidence. Like you confident in something, but what you're missing is clarity. So without clarity, you can't be confident in a direction you want to be confident. You always confident in something. You always, like people, man, I'm undisciplined. Man, it's something you're doing religiously in your life. I had one guy that told me he didn't have discipline. I said, you ain't got discipline in no area of your life? He said, I ain't got discipline in no area of my life. I said, what you did this weekend? Oh, man, I watched all 5 seasons of Breaking Bad. I said, you watched all 5 seasons in one weekend and you don't think that took no discipline? You think you got to focus? No, you got a clarity problem. You don't think it take a lot of discipline to sit down and watch 20 hours of TV in one weekend. You had to sit there. It was some other things you had to say no to. You talking about you ain't got no discipline. No, you ain't got no clarity. Talking about you ain't got no confidence. You ain't got no clarity. You can't get what you want until you know what you want. Put that in the first person. Say that to yourself. I can't get what I want until I know what I want. Let's talk about the 5C process. So we got 5 C's. 5 C's. The first C is clarity. Second C is calibration. Third C is confidence. Fourth C is competence. And the fifth C is consistency. And this is the dope thing about the 5 C's. You running them even if you don't know you running them. I'm gonna show you the way that most people run 5 C's and the reason most people never had a life they desire. Never had a life they desire because they running 5C, but they running it in the wrong direction. One thing that I always say in the lives, if it'll work in this direction, it'll work in that direction. Like people like to talk about things like faith and the law of attraction and all these different things as if they only work toward what you want. Listen, if it'll work toward what you want, it'll work toward what you don't want. If you point your faith into your success, it'll work. But at the same time, if you point your faith at your failure, it's going to work. It works in both directions. The laws are impartial. I don't care if you're man, woman, hot, tall, short, fat, skinny. Gravity is gravity. I don't care who you are. Jump off a building and gravity will do what gravity does. Okay? So let's talk about this. Most people got clarity about what they don't want. They got a lot of clarity about what they don't want. I don't like my job. My boss is messy. They don't pay me enough. They overwork me. I've been here 7 years. I ain't got a promotion. Kim, her big ass ate my food. She think I don't know. I was a slapper, and so be in my parks. But I can't stand this stupid job. I can't stand. All the details, all the clarity is in what they don't want. So what happens is they get calibrated to what they don't want. Now, calibration, when I say calibrate, what I mean is to get in alignment with. When I watch a funny movie, I don't got to try to laugh. If I calibrate to the movie, I will laugh. If I watch an erotic film, I don't got to try to get aroused. If I calibrate to the film, my body is going to follow my attention. If I watch an action movie, I ain't got to try to move to the edge of my seat. I ain't got to try to get excited. I just got to get calibrated to it. So when I get clear about what I don't want, I don't like my job, can't stand my job, everybody there is a shithole, I don't even know how I ended up here, and I get calibrated to that, then my feelings are going to follow that. Now, the third C is confidence. And confidence is just being so calibrated that nobody can shake you out of it. Confidence is when you so calibrated that ain't nobody finna talk you out of it. Well, hey, it's a new dude at your job. He seem cool. Nah, he just like the rest of them. I can tell already. Well, hey, it's a promotion open. Like, you should apply for it. Man, they not going to give me that promotion. I applied for 2 of them already. They not going to. I'm a black dude, and they not going to give it to me. That's what confidence is. Confidence is when you got so good at step 2 that there's no talking you out of it. So you calibrate it when you're watching a movie. You confident in it when you can't turn it off. You know you should have been in bed an hour ago, but you can't turn it off. That's when you're in that third C. When you calibrate it, you can go, man, this is good. I'm gonna finish this tomorrow. But when you hit that third C, you're like, nah, man. What I got, if I go to sleep right now, I can get 5 hours. I can function off for 3 hours. So you see the difference between calibrated and confident? Calibrated is I'm focused on it. Confident is I'm so focused on it that I can't take my attention off of it. So that's what confident is. So confidence is really when you double down on this. And this picks up crazy momentum. Now that's what I call the foundations. Clarity, calibration, and confidence. That's the foundation of the 5 C's. Clarity, calibrated, and confident. And that's where most people take action from. So you confident in what you don't like. So let's say competence is all about the doing. So let's say you decide you're going to go apply for another job. But you're going to go apply from another job while you're clear, calibrated, and confident in what you don't want. So when the interviewer say, well, why you don't want to work? Why are you leaving your current position? Because they messy over there and I don't like it and they got me messed up. And what company you think with a healthy culture finna invite that into their healthy culture? When you clear about what you don't want in a relationship and you calibrate it to how you don't want to be treated in a relationship and you're confident in how you don't want to be treated in a relationship and you start dating and you go out on this date with a really nice person and they feeling you until you start talking. Well, let me tell you what's not finna happen. Let me tell you what I'm not finna tell. Like, wait. God, like, God damn, this is date number 1. But when you show up, you can show up to the right environment with the wrong calibration, and you gonna ruin it. You gonna blame it on. See, told y'all men are the same. As soon as he saw I wasn't trying to sleep with him, he left. And as soon as you started bringing this to the date, he left. If you under the influence of all women are gold diggers, all they want is money. All women are gold. So when you meet a woman that you like, guess what you gonna leave with? Money, because you under the influence that all women want, and this is a woman. I want her, so let me lead with money. Then when you start spending money on her, you trained her, you conditioned her, that you pay for everything. And then when she started responding to the way that you conditioned her by being under the influence of what you don't want. See, I told you all they want is money. Well, sir, you conditioned her because you was dating from under the influence of what you didn't want. Okay? And then consistency is all about doing this over and over and over again. You keep doubling down on the clarity. You keep doubling down on the calibration. You keep doubling down on the confidence. You keep trying. And then this causes you to run into, in hypnosis, what we call the law of reverse action. The law of reverse action states the harder you try, the harder you fail. And you get caught up in what we call a failure loop. Now, let's talk about the way I would like to see you run 5C. Let's erase all of this and start over. This is how I would like for you to run 5C. This is how I teach my clients to run 5C. Okay, so this is you. That's you. Oh, you can't see you. That's you, okay? Now, the way I would like for people to run 5, 6, I like you to go, ooh, I do not like this job. They're really playing in my face. They got me messed up. And I want you to ask what I call the magic question. The magic question is, what would I rather have? I want you to say, man, I'd rather have a job where I feel respected, where I feel like they pay me enough, where I feel valued. I'd rather have a job where I listen, where people listen when I talk. I'd rather have a job with solid core values. I want to work somewhere that feels like a family. I want to work somewhere that feels like a team. I want to work somewhere that allows me room to growth. I want to work somewhere where I'm encouraged to be creative. I don't want to shut up and code. I want to create because I'm a creator. I want to work somewhere with cool people. I want to work somewhere with people that I wouldn't mind seeing on the weekends. I want to work from home. I want weekends off. I want paid holidays. I want a good care package. I want good health care. I want you to start getting clear about what you want. Clarity. I want you to get clarity about what you want. Then I want you to get calibrated to what you want. I want you to put your attention on what you want. I know this going on, but you're going to put your attention over here. And you're going to put your attention on it so much, you're going to put your attention on it so consistently that you're going to get confident in this calibration. Now, once you get confident in this calibration, that's when shit going to start shifting. I remember being in the military. I did 6 years in the military. 5 years and some change. And I didn't like the military. It was stupid. Couldn't live where I wanted to live. Couldn't grow my hair out. Couldn't do what I wanted to do. I didn't like it. Then I started saying, I want to be my own boss. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to coach people. I really love hypnosis. I really love NLP. I really love psychology. I want to study this stuff and get paid a lot of money to talk about this stuff. I got clear about what I wanted. When I got clear about what I wanted, I started reading different books. I started listening to different podcasts. I started spending my money on different things. Jordans weren't as important as me going to seminars and paying for classes and getting the right information in my mind. Now, as the more I did that, I started to get truly calibrated to it. I started to really believe this stuff that I was reading in these books. I started to really believe this stuff that I was learning in these workshops. And I started to seeing it working in my own life. Then I started to get confident in my calibration. Oh, when I got confident in my calibration, you gotta understand, being confident in your calibration is like being drunk off your calibration. Think about what happened when you get drunk. It changed the way you walk, it changed the way you talk, it changed the way you think, it changed the way you feel, it changes the way you act. Once you get intoxicated, it changes everything about you. So I got intoxicated. I got confident in what I wanted. And I started walking around this military base different. I started showing up to this military base different. One day my commander called me into the office. Not my first sergeant. Not my sergeant. My commander called me into the office. He goes, you don't want to be here, do you? I said, respectfully, no, sir. He said, sign this. Sign this. I was a civilian like 2 months later. Energetically, I wasn't verbally being disrespectful. I wasn't outwardly being hard to control, but something in my body language say, yeah, I ain't going. You can send me on the deployment if you want to, but you're not sending a soldier. You're not sending the person that you want to. You're sending me. You're sending the free thinker. You're sending somebody who counting down the days until he gets out. You can send me, but you got to understand, I'm not clear. I'm not calibrated to your core values. I'm not calibrated to what you want from me. I'm confident in what I'm doing. I'm building what I'm doing when I got out. I got so calibrated to what I was doing when I got out. My commander said, get on out of here. Not a dishonorable discharge. Do what we're going to do. It's going to be a win-win situation. You're going to go that way, and we're going to go this way. That's the type of stuff that start happening when you get confident in what you want. Now, step 4 is competence. Step 4 is where we start doing the doing. A lot of people shoot themselves in the foot because they think step 4 is step 1. Step 4 is not step 1. Step 4 is step 4. So what happened is somebody go, you know what? I'm gonna start a business. I need to make a business plan. How you finna make a business plan when you unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident? Then you go, man, making a business plan is hard. Making a business plan not hard. You just don't got no clarity, no calibration, and no confidence. I'm finna start streaming on TikTok. I'm finna blow up on TikTok. I'm finna start streaming. And you just start posting random content and talking about random shit. Ain't nobody watching it. They won't. Why would they? You unclear, you uncalibrated, you unconfident. I'm not saying don't go live. I'm saying get clear, get calibrated, get confident, then go live. Let's see. They want to make sure that I'm on the, I got to do this little puzzle thing. They want to make sure I'm not just playing a recording for y'all because they know I'm good to play a recording. But we do the doing after we get clear, get calibrated, get confident. I'm not saying that you can't start back dating after your divorce. I'm saying get clear about what you want, get calibrated to what you want, get confident in that calibration, and then put Tinder on your phone. Then start going to the mixers, and then start going on dates. But when you go to dates unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident, and focused on what you don't want, you're gonna go see all these men are the same. I'm dating the same person over and over. You're not dating. Well, you are dating the same person over and over again, but it's because you unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. There is action that has to be taken, but you do the action so much easier when you're clear, calibrated, and confident. The stuff that I get on here and talk about, I'm clear, calibrated, and confident. And because I'm clear, calibrated, and confident, I can do a 30-minute live, I can do a 2-hour live, I can do a 5-hour live. But if I showed up on the live without clarity, calibration, and confidence, and I try to do the doing, hey y'all, I'm Jay Shaw, and then I would tell myself I'm not good at speaking. I'm not charismatic. No, I'm unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. This foundation right here turns this step into like magic starts to happen. When you get to this point, it's where you can feel the power that creates worlds flowing through your body. Like when I'm talking to you guys, I'm not thinking, I'm not wondering what I'm gonna say next. I got clear, I got calibrated, and I got confident. And now it's like something greater is just flowing through me. But when I'm uncalibrated, unclear, and unconfident, my internal dialogue is so busy and I'm so out of the zone. And I'm asking myself crazy questions like, well, where do I put my hands? Well, my hands were fine until I started trying to control what was meant for my subconscious mind to control. So you do the doing. You take that workshop, you go back to school, you go get that certification, you do what you gotta do, you go to the gym, you stop eating carbs. But before you do the doing, I need you to get clear about the outcome that you want. In NLP, we call it a well-formed outcome. I want you to get clear about the outcome that you want. I want you to get calibrated to the outcome that you want. I want you to get confident in the outcome you want. I want you to believe that this version of me, not some future version of me that's 50 pounds lighter. Not some future version of me once my kids go to college. Not some future version of me once I finally meet the right partner and I'm in the right relationship. Not a future version of me next year when I move to a bigger city with more. This version of me. This little black boy from the projects who was raised by a single mama. This version of me can have those things. This version of me can coach CEOs all over the world. This version of me can work with professional athletes. This version of me can get on stages and command the attention of thousands of people at a time. And I'm gonna sit in that mindset as I do step 4. I'm not gonna wait on a degree to show up on the wall and then get confident. I'm gonna get confident and then go put the degree on the wall. But watch how much easier it is to get the degree on the wall when you get clear, calibrated, and confident. And you gotta stop giving so much power to paper. Power don't make you. Paper doesn't certify you. It represents that you certified. Like when I'm in my office, I got a lot of plaques and degrees and certificates on the wall. But if my office burned down, that's not going to decertify me because the paper don't certify me. It represents that I'm certified. The paper in my bank account, the money doesn't make me rich. It represents that I am rich. But when you're waiting on the money to go, okay, now I'm rich, you never get the money. You got to get clear. How much money you want? Let's get calibrated to that number right here, right now. Let's get confident in that number right here, right now. Before you start trading Forex, before you start doing Bitcoin, before you go start that new business, I'm not saying don't do those things. I'm saying get clear, calibrated, and confident, then go do those things. I'm telling you, one clear, calibrated, confident person will outwork thousands of unclear, uncalibrated, unconfident people. I know a lot of people with my same certifications, with my same education, that get all the information that I know. But they're not able to use it like I use it. They're not able to build to the level that I build because they unclear, they uncalibrated, they unconfident. They want to help everybody. Oh man, I hypnotize anybody who got money. I work with anybody. They unclear, they unconfident, and they uncalibrated. And you have a hard time influencing other people when you unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. And notice the order of these. First, you get clear. lot of times people try to get confidence without getting clear. How are you going to get confidence without clarity when confidence is literally your belief in your ability to achieve a specific outcome? If you don't know what the specific outcome is, how do you get confident? And you go, I don't have confidence. No, you don't have clarity. You got confidence. Get clarity. Watch any great person. Watch any successful person. Can you say that statement about the paper being a represent? Okay, so in my office, I got degrees, I got certifications, I got it's awards and stuff in there. Those, like if my office was to burn to the ground and all the degrees burn and stuff, does that decertify me? They go, well, he ain't got the paper no more. He must not be certified. No, because the paper doesn't certify me. It represents that I am certified. Like the last program I went through, it was during COVID, and so it took them like 3 or 4 months to get me that paper. I was certified for 4 months before the paper showed up. You see what I'm saying? Like the paper didn't certify me. The paper is just a reminder. It's just a reflection that I am certified. But imagine if that 4 months, I was like, well, I can't rock those credentials shit. I don't got my paperwork yet. I'm gonna just sit here and wait on the paper. No, I am certified. I can't wait on the paper. I mean, I can, but why would I? The same thing with money. Before the money showed up in my account, I had to start thinking rich. I had to start feeling rich. Those of you who've been following me for a long time, like back on TikTok, I don't like when you say the names of other platforms, but we've been doing this streaming stuff for a long time. I used to call myself Young Abundant. When I first started calling myself Young Abundant, man, when shit abundant about my external life. But I was real abundant in here. And God had gave me the name Young Abundant about 2 years before I started using it. And I was saying, man, God, people gonna think I'm crazy if I start calling myself Young Abundant. I'm in debt, my life not going the way I wanted to go. I'm fresh out of a divorce. I can't use that title. And one day I say, you know what? I'm doing it. I bought the website. I went and set up the bank account under the name. Oh man, within 3 months later. 3 months later, I was in a situation where people were throwing money at me. I want to work with you. I don't care how much it costs. I want to work with you. I got clear on the abundance. I got calibrated to the abundance. And I got confident in the abundance. I wasn't able to rock the name until I got confident in the abundance. Once I got confident in the title. And then I started doing step 4. It confirms that you were born. That's it. You can't wait on the money to show up to start being rich. You gotta be rich now. Like we teaching these tiers called be, do, have. Before I can have it, it's certain things that I gotta do. But before I do it, it's a version of myself that I gotta become. So before I can have riches, I gotta do something. I gotta have some type of skill set. I gotta exchange something. I gotta have something of value that other people want. But before I can create that something of value, I gotta become the person who can do that. Now, when you wait on the money to show up before you do the becoming, you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot. But what most people do is they skip over the becoming and try to skip right to the doing. I'm gonna start a business. So-and-so doing last year, she making money. I'm gonna do that. Like, but okay, you can do that, but it's some become. Like you can do doctor, but you gotta become a doctor. You can do hair, but you gotta go become a beautician. Like you gotta do the becoming before you do the doing. And when you try to do the doing without doing the becoming, you confuse yourself and screw your confidence up because you think you're not good at everything because you're failing at everything, but you're failing at everything because you're not becoming before you try to start doing. That was a mouthful. Did that translate the way that I wanted it to translate? Look, I know that you could be, do, and have anything you desire. I know that you limitless and you smart beyond your wildest dreams. Never doubted it for a moment. But your power is not in your ability to do everything. Your power is in your ability to say, I want to do that, and I'm going to focus on that. That's where your power is at. I remember when I owned my cleaning company, it was this cleaning solution that we used to order in these like 5-gallon drums. And this stuff was so strong that you would mix 1 cap of it to a gallon of water. If you put it on there straight out of the bottle, it would eat through people's countertops. It was so strong that it would eat through countertops. And when we were cleaning ovens and stuff like that needed some scrubbing, or if we had like some tubs and stuff with hard water, we would use that power to our advantage. Don't dilute it, put it directly on there. It's gonna chew right through. And some of y'all, you diluting your concentrated stuff when you don't need to dilute it. You need to focus it. Like some people hear this stuff, but I need to have at least 7 streams of income. And you out here trying to build 7 streams of income at one time when it's hard enough to build one stream. It's hard enough to build one website. It's hard enough to get one funnel off the ground. It's hard enough to run one email list, and you're trying to build 7 of them at one time. Get clear about what you want. Calibrate to what you want. Look, like even God was creating things one at a time, and he didn't move on to the next thing until he noticed the first thing was good. So if God creating one at a time, why you think you finna be out here creating all this stuff at one time? I'm not saying you can't. What I'm saying is you're gonna mess with your confidence a little bit, because what's gonna happen is 4% of your results gonna be over there, 3% of your results gonna be over there, 2% of your results gonna be over there, and 5% of your results over here. So when you look around, it don't even feel like you're moving. It's like when you clean in the house. When we had the cleaning company, we would make the cleaners pick a corner. You start at that corner. You take care of everything in that spot. You dust, you wipe the light switches, you hit the baseboard, then you take a step to the right. Then you dust, you hit the baseboards, you take everything right there, and you take another step to the right. And you go around that room in a complete circle until you get back to this spot. And people will go, man, how do they clean a 3,000 square foot house in 2 hours? Because they not going, well, I'm going to take this out of the kitchen, take this out of the bathroom, take this over here. You walk in your house, you be like, y'all been here 3 hours? It don't look like y'all did anything. You go, no, I did this in the bathroom, I did that. You done did 100 things, but 2 of them was over there, 4 of them was over there, 5 was over there, so the house just looked dirty. And when you look around, you get discouraged because you're like, man, I'm not even making it nowhere. But if you just pick one idea, pick the one that excites you, pick the one that motivates you, you're going to build a 7 streams of income on accident. My cleaning business gave birth to an Airbnb management company. My Airbnb company gave birth to an Airbnb consulting company. Me being a hypnotherapist gave birth to my coaching business. My coaching business gave birth to my consulting business. As I was building the coaching business, I got really good at marketing and building websites and things of that nature. So that gave birth to another business where I help entrepreneurs get their marketing together and get like the outcome begets outcome. Income begets income. If you just get one idea rolling, that one idea can fund the other ideas. But you got a pile of money this big, and you trying to fund 10 businesses out of a pile of money. That knock it off. Focus. Your power is in your ability to focus. And the last C, because I will forget. The last C, consistency. Consistency. You don't get clarity once. You get clarity over and over again. You don't calibrate once. Every time you get more clarity, you got to calibrate again. I recently got some new clarity about 2 years ago. I love working with entrepreneurs. It don't feel like work when I'm working with entrepreneurs. It don't feel like work when I'm working with high performers. I love working with athletes. I love working with entrepreneurs. I love working with go-getters. I love working with people who consider themselves bosses. And I rebranded to I Coach Bosses. Because I got super clear, because anybody who see I Coach Bosses and go, that's not for me, good, I don't want to coach you. I want to coach people who identify with boss, that's me. Even if the business not there yet, that's me. Even if the results and the money not here yet, that's me. That was the new clarity I got. I was meditating one day. I love working with people who they don't got like this arrogance, but they got an inner belief that I can do that. I can do that. I can do this thing that I desire to do, and if I can just find the right person who can show me how to do it, I'm willing to do whatever they tell me to do. That was the clarity I got. So because I got new clarity, I had to calibrate to the new clarity. I had to lock myself into the idea that I'm qualified to coach bosses. I'm qualified to coach bosses, because you got to know, when I start sitting in that energy, it's going to be pastors of mega churches reaching out. It's going to be high power attorneys reaching out. I got clients that work for NASA. I got a client list that'll blow your mind. But they can see the I Coach Bosses, and they can land on my website and book a consultation. But if I show up to their consultation uncalibrated and unconfident, they can go, yeah, Jay, let me think about it, man. And I'll never see them again. So I had to get clear about it, but then I had to get calibrated to it. Then I had to get confident to the calibration, and then I changed the branding. Then I made the hats. Then I made the shirts. Then I changed the TikTok name. Then I changed the website name. Does that make sense? And that's not my last time getting clarity. Every day you should be asking yourself, what would I rather have? What would I rather have? Every time you see something you don't like, something should trigger in you, go, what would I rather have? It's going to put you in a powerful space. Anybody got any questions about the 5 C's? I'm going to put y'all on some game, let you know I got a brand new community where I'll be posting all of the TikTok replays and replays from other stuff that I do as well. And I'm funneling people in. Eventually, this is going to be a real expensive community. But people who want into the community, if you go to the link in my bio, go to I Coach Bosses, my TikTok page, click the link in my bio, and it's a button on there to say join the 5C Growth Accelerator. Click that link and sign up with your email, and that's gonna put you inside of a community. I think I got 12 people in there right now. It's a brand new one. Now I got an established community for my entrepreneurs. If you're an entrepreneur or aspiring entrepreneur, you're gonna want to get in the Dreams in Action community. Dreams in Action, we take entrepreneurs by the hand. We give them everything they need. The software, the mindset, we coach them. It's my business partner and I. Some of y'all were in here when the manifestation consultant came in here, Nikki. Nikki's one of the dopest coaches in the world. And I'm not too bad myself. And you get access to both of us several times a week, and we don't hold back. So if you got a business that you want to get off the ground, or even a business is already off the ground, you're just ready to scale, you're ready to do things with some automation, Dreams in Action is amazing. So man, let's talk about Dreams in Action. Dreams in Action started out as a 3-day seminar. Nikki and I, maybe 7 or 8 months ago, we did a 3-day seminar called Dreams in Action. And the idea of the seminar was teaching entrepreneurs how to turn their dreams into actionable steps so that they can have the things that they desire. And about a week after we did that 3-day seminar, we started getting emails. Like, man, you're not going to believe this last week of my life. This happened, this happened, this happened. This is great. I can't believe that I made all of this progress in 3 days. And we said, oh, man, we got to do something with that. We can't just let it die. So we said, you know what? We're going to start a podcast called Dreams in Action. We met up to do our first meeting for the podcast. And we was talking through like the episodes. And Nikki said, what if we turned it into a community? I say, tell me more. She said, like a community where we coach them on a consistent basis. We meet with them several times a week, and we just support them. We give them the tools they need. We do these challenges. We did one challenge called the Fire Your Boss Challenge. It was a 30-day challenge where we're teaching you how to get a structure in place that, if you run it correctly, will allow you to fire your boss. After that, we did the Followers to Dollars Challenge, which taught people how to turn their TikTok following into money. And right now, we're building a challenge called the Ready, Set, Sell Challenge. This challenge is going to be for people who either haven't sold anything or just got slow sales in their business. By the end of the year, you're going to sell something.